This I've learned. If you don't trust his best friend, you will never trust him. Time will not stop your heart from racing whenever they are together, because he didn't have the integrity to tell him to slow down. That walking her back to her room because she was drunk wasn't a good idea, that telling me he kissed her would have been better than lying. And I have learned that buying him a nice birthday gift months before his actual birthday won't fix the fact that you're unhappy. Save the money for something you need, like a pedicure or another piercing, because your only excuse for staying with him shouldn't be that you spent a lot of money on his gift. I have learned that you will fall out of love quicker than you fell into it. His lips will turn into Novocaine needles, but don't waste your time waiting for the feeling to return when you're completely numb. It's done. And sometimes it's okay to let a breakup be calm and civilized, but sometimes those are the most painful. There will be days when you want to call him, scream profanities until you can't speak, but you don't need to lose your voice to prove that it's over. Just keep whispering to yourself the reasons you left, and leave him to sort things out for himself. Someday, you will be glad to still have your voice. I have learned to think of rebound sex as more of a cleansing of the palate. This is the only time you should retaste a past love. Think of him as a spoonful of ginger, a refresher before the next course, because I have also learned that if he doesn't want you the first time, he doesn't deserve a second chance. He should have realized what he had. I have learned never to tell anyone you need them. They will use it as a weapon, the inevitable knife in your back. But I have also learned that you never know when you will lose someone. So hug often, make time to talk, but watch what you say. I have learned not to yell at people who drive slowly on the highway. You never know what kind of accidents they've been in. Think of the first time you drove after they fixed the shattered windows, the honks and angry middle fingers of all the other drivers that made you cry the entire way home. And I have learned that if you have to ask someone if they're okay with something, they won't be. So stop asking yourself if it's okay to hurt, to cry, to write about your feelings. It is hard to let ourselves bleed. Natural instinct is to apply pressure, cover the wound, and go on with the day. But sometimes it's best to let it breathe. This I've learned. It is far easier to let yourself feel than it is to pretend like you don't. So write one last poem for him and the woman you honked at on the way home, for his irresponsible friend, for every man who took you for granted, those you used to be renewed. Write one for you, and keep writing until you have nothing left to feel.
The neighbor said she moved away. Funny how it rained all day. I didn't think much of it then, but it's starting to all make sense. Oh, I can see now that all of these clouds are following me in my desperate endeavor to find my whoever, wherever she may be. I'm not coming back. I've done something so terrible. I'm terrified to speak with you, to stop it from me. I'm mixed up all these right now. The rain is just washing you out of my hair and out of my mind. Keeping an eye on the world, so many thousands of feet off the ground. I'm over you now. I'm at home in the clouds, towering over your head. I guess I'll go home now. I guess I'll go home now. I guess I'll go home now. I guess I'll go home.